Mike.
What's up, brother?
So today is really cool. You guys probably already know he's created a nickname, or we kind of created it with him, and he agreed with it because he was already heading down that path. Like minds think alike. That during our momentum builder, we wanted a trail guide, somebody to help us walk through the various steps of what the speakers were conversing and sharing and all that. And what's hard is you get lost sometimes in all the
Yeah.
different ideas and strategies, and it's like, where do I start? What was I supposed to grasp out of that? So Craig was awesome. Craig came on. He's our mentor coach for years, our good friend and buddy, and he has the right mindset and mentality and vision and passion to help all of you. So we're like, why don't you jump up on stage and help walk everybody through the journey that we created at Momentum Builder? And this is not a Momentum Builder commercial, but what was really cool is all of you that were there got to witness Craig coming out and sharing his wisdom that we all, those of us known Craig for, quite a long time. He's really good at breaking things apart and helping you take in the knowledge and the strategies and how to implement them. So now he's kind of known as our Sherpa, our trail guide. I wanted him to go out actually on stage with the full gear and the backpack and the boots. And maybe next year we'll get him to do that, because unfortunately, I got vetoed without me being on the call by Gino. Gino don't have the same, he's like, that's just silly. Silly fun. I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to be silly. Yeah, right? Because, our jobs are freaking hard, especially the last 2 years, right? Give me a thumbs up. It's been a little challenging. I guarantee there's going to be everybody going, yeah, I get it.
We're definitely climbing a mountain.
So Craig's going to help us continue to climb that mountain. So here's where we're at today. One, make it interactive. If you have questions or needs or want to go over a certain thing, please share it. Don't just sit there and listen. This is actually an interactive thing. That's the cool part about these every week, is it's not, I'm sorry, we get zoomed out, YouTubed out and everything. And it's really easy to put something on and actually tune out, which is really sad. You're all of a sudden, I've done it. You're 15 minutes into some kind of webinar that's going on and go, I haven't paid attention at all in the last 15 minutes. I don't know what they're talking about. So let's try not to do that for this hour. Let's make sure this hour's of value. We make sure that we bring on the best of the best, and they share with you their strategies, their secrets, their techniques, and all that. So make it interactive. Makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, no, chime in. And I think a lot of you on the call, I mean, people are chiming in right now. I know you know me. So let's have a conversation. Let's engage, and yeah. And Don, I mean, I loved, it was fun, as we were talking, certainly in the beginning of building Momentum Builder, the plan, this year, and that thought of like, we're all climbing a mountain, right? And all these amazing speakers are, our trail guides, or our guides, if you will. And I thought maybe instead of just doing, my keynote, let's do that Sherpa, and let me help carry that mindset weight. And so, I started designed at least my little 5-minute clarity nugs, if you will, or bacon bits, I think I was calling
nugs.
Them,
He said nugs.
yeah. So, but it was on purpose. There was a design. I mean, the first day it was a little more mindset oriented, and because we've got to get this right first in order to allow and accept the information, to have and recognize when we have those insights, and then draw them towards actions, which is what then I focused on the next day, talking a little bit about, some of the elements within my momentum framework and whatnot, so that was sort of my design, the kind of arc to my story, helping carry that weight. So, and and it was really cool, man. I got some really fun, good compliments. And it actually, I mean, and one of my highlights, I mean, Todd Duncan came up to me in the hallways like, "Oh my God, that was awesome, man. I loved what you're doing." I'm like, "Holy God, Todd, that's awesome. Thank you so much." Like, when did you, trying to get the, so I gave him one of my stickers. And then so he immediately like puts it on his phone. I'm like, "Oh shit, you're putting my sticker on your phone. Wait, hold on a second. I got to put that on video because I want to put it on social media." And that, so it was like, it was an awesome like moment, So Todd, I know you're listening to me right now. Thank you. That was super cool. But it was an incredible event. And the thing I love too is there was an energy in the room, all the speakers, like we're all one of us. There was not like this, like this sort of like hierarchy of speakers that are untouchable. Like everybody is of the community. We're all in the biz, right? And I really thought that the energy of the audience, the engagement, and you could feel that like this is the group in the community that Momentum Builder and what you and Gino are creating. This is the disruption. Like this is where we're going, and I think everybody else is going to be here, and this is where the biz and this community is going. So it's just so important to be part of this community, right? We want to be part of something bigger than we are, right? And I think that's magnetic,
Well, like you said, Craig, was really cool. And those of you who are there probably felt it. And give us any comments regarding that. But we were really specific. So it's going to sound a little, maybe even rude at times. But the bottom line is we learned after doing this for 6 years now is that there's a certain amount of, there's a certain type of individual that we want part of Momentum Builder.
Yeah.
And we learned that when we discounted like the tickets to almost nothing, just to get bodies there, we realized that actually it's not just the quantity of bodies that mattered, it's who showed up. And we actually found that the cheaper the tickets were and the people that showed up just to go to Vegas and party were distractions.
Yeah.
They weren't investing in themselves. They weren't investing in the community. They weren't showing up, and they just became distractions. So we actually raised the price and shrank the amount of people to make it more intimate and get the right people. And those of you on this call, and those of you that were at Momentum Builder, and those of you who are continuing to be part of our Momentum Builder community, which is going to be the best community in the industry, helping each other grow and succeed and rock and have fun. It was the right people at that event. People showed up on time, came back on time, and stayed the whole time. It was amazing. In the past, we had half the people like wandering around and going to gamble or whatever it was. They weren't present.
And crowd control is really hard. And it's really, and it's hard too as a speaker being up on stage. I mean, I think I spoke coming after break a couple times, and it's like, it sucks to be on stage and people are still looming around and, so it was attentive. Like I really felt like the audience cared. Right. And that matters. And, look, shit, we've all been to this stuff. We've all been in the business 20 years, 15, 10, whatever. I mean, this is not that. And we talk about climbing a mountain. I mean, I was telling my wife we're not even climbing the mountain. This is a whole other mountain. That mountain is gone. We are in a new era, I think, and so we have to learn how to climb that mountain differently. And maybe it's not a mountain. I prefer a little tropical island, so, right. So, I mean,
I actually will be on one in 2 days.
Oh, good for
Finally
you.
taking a break after working 6 months nonstop, 14, 16-hour days, getting ready for Momentum Builder Plus. We have a day job called PRMG Mortgage. So we're in the trenches with you, by the way. I mean, I am personally doing loans as we speak. So we understand the plight, the challenge, the needs. And so I get to have a little break with my wife and take her away for her birthday next week in Maui. Whoop, whoop. That's right.
Nice. Well, I'll be the opposite of that. I'll be up in the mountains. I'll be up in Tahoe skiing. So
Janae lives in Maui. Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, Janae,
we're going to Kaanapali. We're going to the Sheraton, Black Rock.
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
Amazing. Going to do some sunset cruises, and let's see what else. Some whale watching because it's whale watching season. I just love this time of the year, and breaks every once in a while are good. They help you reset. They may help you recharge, and I love what I do every day. But I do enjoy my time with my beautiful bride that puts up with me.
When you do your job right, you can take a vacation, right? Like,
hey,
the better you do it, the easier it is to
give me a thumbs up if you think it's okay if I get to go on a vacation. Come on. No thumbs up. Damn.
So I have a question for the audience. So, all right, everyone, good, a lot of thumbs up. So
thank you.
I have a question for the audience. What was at least one insight, one nug, one thing you pulled away from Momentum Builder, from all the speakers? or just your interactions with each other? Was there just like, maybe there's more than one, hopefully, right? But what was that one thing? Put it in the chat so we can see. I know I've had some good conversations with some follow-ups with people, post-event as well. And it was really, really cool to hear the feedback and what, because everything lands, right, with people differently, and so it's really cool to see that. All things Neil, God, he was awesome. Yeah.
How cool is that? He
Yeah.
freaking brought it.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's a perfect example. You guys, just so you know, I want to share this. This is really important because we're all trying to grow, become better persons, not just professional, but better people, better professionals. So I've watched Neil. I watched two pros. Who knows? Give me a thumbs up if you know Barry Habib. Give me a thumbs up. Come on, let me know you're listening. So everybody knows the dude is a rock star. He is one of my mentors, good friends. The guy just kills it for our industry. And he's been doing that for decades. People don't know, though, when Barry first started, he was this geek nerd talking about candlesticks that were like, what the hell is this goofy dude up on stage talking about? Because none of us knew how to read markets. All we did is went with the flow, and we got a rate sheet and went, fuck, the rates suck. Yeah, they're good. We had no clue why. Barry educated us. Thank God. And I follow him daily, and all my education comes a lot from him. But when he started, I'm telling you, he was not a great presenter, and he'll admit it, but he worked on his craft for 20 years. And every year he speaks at Momentum Builder. And every year we're like, dude, you brought it again. And he goes, every year I want to be better. I work hard to make sure that I'm better every single year. And I watched Neil too, because Neil came to me and said, hey, I want to speak at Momentum Builder again. I'm like, the last time you spoke was great, but it was too much. Believe it or not, you can give too much. And it was hard to follow. And it was overwhelming because Neil's so freaking good. He is the master. I mean, that's like, Andre Agassi saying, I'm going to teach you how to be a tennis pro in one lesson. It's not going to happen. So he changed his offer, his education, his tools, and his workshop to offer more and make it more valuable. And he slowed down, shrank his speech. Actually, I made him shrink his speech. He went from an hour 10, then wanted an hour, and I shrank it to 40. And he's like, actually, that worked better. Like,
Yeah, it's
get to
hard.
the
It's
point.
hard, by the way. It's
very hard.
hard doing like 5 minutes for like that's hard. Half an hour, 45, easy.
We
5
only gave
minutes,
you 5. And you only
difficult.
went over once.
Yeah,
You
I think
did
I was
good.
I was trying to be pretty good.
You did really
Yeah.
good. You
No,
did good.
I love and these are great insights and like Troy, Larry, like Janae, right? I mean, and that's what I was saying. I mean, my feeling is like, again, this isn't like the same mountain we're climbing. We have a new era and we got to shift, right? I mean, your personal brand really matters. And that's a lot what I focus on right now, especially with my coaching, is because a lot of it is like, I don't know what my personal brand is, right? So we got to find it, we got to ignite it, and we got to align it with our ideal audience, our marketing, our customer engagement, and so much more, right? And we don't have to be influencers. We don't all of us have to like snap our fingers and also now we're like social media influencers. That's not what this is, right? But we do want, not need, but we want. Now we do need, but my point is want to use social media for what it is, right? And it's what that is our ability to reach our ideal audience, engage with them, go wider and deeper. And that's the difference, right? Because we didn't have to do that before. I didn't have to do that when I was in sales and management and leadership because I was just all in doing my business. That was a mistake of mine. I do now do it as I've built my company and, on the coaching side now. And so I'm a good case example of like people like, how do I do it? Where do I start? And that's what I've done over the last, year. So I get the challenge. People are sort of, so that's why when we draw these insights at events like this, what are we doing with that insight, right? Because again, it feels good. We're excited. We're passionate. That's motivation. Motivation does not last. We need momentum, right?
That's why we don't call it a motivational seminar.
Yeah, we don't. I've told people before, like I did a keynote, like, okay, Craig's our motivational speaker. I'm like, no, I'm not. I am not your motivational speaker. I'll be your momentum speaker, right? And so, and it's not as easy just to say, okay, well, what's the action, right? We have to do more than that. Like momentum is about a flow, and I like this analogy. I'll use this analogy a lot. And you probably heard this from when we were, leading and managing together. It's a lot easier to surf in front of the wave than swim to catch up to it.
Ooh, look at that. That's new shit.
I'm just going to walk back for a little bit and just sort of
New
let that,
nugs from CD.
yeah. But think about that, right? I mean, look, and a lot of people are stuck swimming. We're just always swimming and we're swimming and we're trying to chase the next wave. I
You
get
ever
it.
heard that green turtle analogy? And I'm
Mm-mm.
going to be swimming with them literally in 2 days. Um, but it was a great analogy where you're talking about building momentum, and somebody was talking about trying to swim next to a green turtle, and at first they were keeping up with it, and a green turtle. I'm sorry, this is how they move. This is it.
Yeah.
And at first they were keeping up with the turtle, and then after a while, this turtle that's giant, moving like this, is pulling away from them,
Yeah.
and they couldn't figure out why. How is that possible? That this slow moving, and then the next day they watched, and they figured out why. The green turtle only uses its energy when the waves are pushing its direction.
Yeah.
It wasn't fighting the waves. It
Yeah.
wasn't fighting against the thing.
Yeah.
It just cruised. And then when the waves were behind it, it cruised.
Yeah.
The whole time that she was following it, was paddling the whole time, but fighting the waves and wore herself out. So I love that analogy about building momentum. It's working with the wave,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, and working with coaching and building momentum.
And
So
we got to get in
I love
front of
that
it.
analogy.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, right? We have to swim. We've got to do the heavy lift. We've got to put the work in. We've got to keep persevering to get into that flow, to get ahead of that wave. And then once we're there and we can now we're sort of surfing, right? And while we're doing that, we can move on to the next heavy lift. And then every now and then we got to go over here and do a paddle. Don't get me wrong. But that's how, and I've moved mountains with that analogy, certainly in management leadership, and as I've built my business. So I understand what that means and how to generate momentum with that. Because again, I think
Can
the
I just purchase
challenge,
tech though, Craig, and let it do it for me?
well, you have to learn the tech.
Because people do that. They're like, oh,
Well,
I
you have
got
to learn
this,
the
and it's going
tech.
to
You got
do
to
all
learn the
my social
CRM.
media. It's going to do
Yeah.
all my prospecting. It's going to do all
Yeah.
this. I'm sorry, those who are rocking. I mean, we have an amazing team, all Navy SEALs on our
Yeah.
team in our PRMG region. And a lot of them, Craig. They work their asses off. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, they work hard, and we make sure of it. And if they don't, well, you can find another team.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, together we're stronger when we all help each other.
Yeah.
And we don't need, the crab syndrome, pulling you back into the freaking crab trap. That's why you go like, why do they stay in the trap when there's a hole at the top? Well, they don't let each other get away. They're like,
Yeah.
oh no, you're not getting away. You're
Yeah.
stuck here down here with me.
Yeah.
We don't believe in working with crabs.
Yeah.
That's a good book.
Actually, and that's a good analogy too. Going back to what we're talking about is, let me tease this one out a little bit, right? Like, don't let the crabs in the business hold you back. There's somewhere you're trying to go. Do not let the cynicism. Do not let the resistance. Do not let the obstacle. Right, and usually the obstacle is up here. By the way, this is the obstacle. But when this obstacle is in the way, then we're seeing cynicism. We're seeing, I don't know if I can do that. Like, we're just swimming. We're dog paddling, right? And so we have to get past the obstacle, right? And that's one of the first things in, how do we generate momentum? We have to remove that obstacle.
All right. So you guys ready to take some notes? Craig and I went over this. Just so you know, we do plan on these calls to make sure we bring a value. And Craig's got some great steps, because now that you get momentum, even if it's not because you were at Momentum Builder and saw all these great people, it's because it's the beginning of the year and you want to build momentum. You want to have your best year, or a lot better year than last year, let's just be honest. So you need steps, and we're still early enough in the game of the year,
But yeah,
because our earnings season's coming up in spring. We are praying for a better spring and summer. So, but don't wait for it. You got to prep for it. And we don't want you losing momentum that you built up with the excitement of the new year, excitement to have 23 behind us. Thank God. So what do we do now? Will you
yeah,
leave an event, leave a training, or start getting deeper in the year and you're not hitting your goals yet. So Craig put together some really clean, clear steps. So you want to take notes on this because this is cool shit. We went over and I'm like, this is perfect for the beginning of the year or after an event or how to start building your momentum to change things from 2024. So I'm going to let Craig take it from here for a little bit. Please ask questions throughout this, react to some of the stuff that
Yeah.
Craig's doing. Let him know that he's on the right path and you're getting it. And then we'll do live Q&A at the end.
Yeah. So I mean, and look, let's just have a conversation, right? And I'm saying that to everybody in the audience. Let's have a conversation around this. So I'm going to start off with this. This is when I don't know, maybe it was like 7 years ago when I took over a big operation and all the production, and I was running, all of California, and I thought I was taking over something that was a great, the operations people were great. The operation itself was not. And as I got in there, discovered it and realized, okay, we got to retune this machine. And there was something I had said in the heat, not in the heat, but in the moment as I was presenting to my team and whatnot. I said, listen, everybody has an idea. Everyone has an idea. Some actually put strategy to it. We execute. We execute. And I said that in conversation as I was presenting. And really what I was doing in the moment and in that time is I was planting a flag in the ground and making a declaration that we will execute on this plan. We will not stop at strategy. And that's where we sometimes, that's where our plans die, right? That's where we're stuck swimming. So again, like I said, we have to pull whatever these insights are. We got to move them towards, we got to get a strategy, but we got to move them towards action and momentum. So I want to talk a little bit about that momentum framework. So let me share my screen here real quick if I can find it. All right. So, all right, you see this okay? All right. So look, and this is a page out of, my masterclass and one of the keynotes I do, and I talked a lot about making shift happen, right? Making shift happen is really about making momentum happen. So the first thing is we have to remove obstacles. We have to remove obstacles. So like I said, what are your obstacles? And a really easy way to think about that is, what am I uncomfortable about? When you're approaching any goal, change, your business plan, there might be something you're uncomfortable about. And this was one of the nugs I was talking about on stage. And you have to, because what that might be causing is fear, stress, resistance, and then we start listening to the cynicisms, right? Again, we're excited, that's motivation, but then that can start to fade. So just ask yourself, what is bothering me? Cold calling is a really good example. Okay, I got to do much more prospecting. I got to prospect, but I don't like to cold call. I don't want to cold call. I use that example on stage. That's an obstacle, because on the other side of that is all the goodness if we do our prospecting. Okay, so how do we remove that obstacle? Another way to think about it, we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, which is one of my favorites. I love that. And it's so true, but nobody ever follows up with how. How do you get comfortable being uncomfortable? If I could, then that wouldn't be an issue, right? So if you're feeling that, here's a quick, easy tactic. I'll just come up to my slide up here real quick. I just call it your IDs, right? So you just isolate. What you're uncomfortable of is probably something that you're uncertain about. You're uncertain about something. Okay, I really want to roll the CRM out. I really want to do social media. I really need to do prospecting. But there's something I'm uncertain about. I don't know how that tech works. I'm uncertain of it. I don't know how to do videos. I don't really know how to do social media. I don't want to be behind the camera, but I want to. I want to have that social presence in my personal brand. Right? So we still, all the good stuff. If I do this, I grow business and I create my personal brand and I get that out there and I go wider and deeper and all the stuff. Let's use social media as an example. But I don't know how, where, video, blah, 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 right? So just isolate that part from the pack. Just isolate it. And if you isolate it, now what do we need to solve for? Okay, well, I don't know how. Okay, great. Then we're going to do Neil's at Ford Academy, or we're going to ignite with another coach, or you're going to work with me, or you're going to work with something else. You're going to learn, right? We're going to figure it out, isolate it so we can still not let that obstacle prevent all the goodness over here. And by doing that, we can detach from it. We detach the emotion, the fear, the stress, the anxiety. That's the whole point here. We don't live in the fear and the stress and anxiety. By doing this, now we're just solving for what we're uncertain of. So now we don't have that stress and anxiety again. And now we're starting to de-escalate it, and we're starting to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. We know now what to do. So I can't see the chat. I'm going to stop sharing screen here for a second. So give me some feedback on that. Don, you're on mute. Does that resonate?
I was on mute on purpose. I was letting you go, buddy.
So that's, I mean, really removing the ops. And look, when we talk about common threads with every elite player, they know how to remove obstacles. They don't let those obstacles get in their way.
Well, you have to. I mean, my team knows, like today, yesterday we had our sales meeting, and I asked about one of the opportunities we had to work with, but I asked them point blank, is this just an obstacle taking away time that we can be putting our efforts and money and into something else that's more valuable to us and our partners? And was kind of cool as everybody agreed. Yeah, that seems like it was a good idea. Like if you're to look in this, I don't want to miss out on any opportunity, but we're like, is it really a great opportunity, or is it just distracting us from what could be better? And we all agreed to adjust our focus on something else that's better for business development for us and our partners. And it was very, very cleansing. It was like, yeah, let's just get rid of
park that over here. So you're still solving for this, right?
Right.
And then look, that obstacle still might be very real, like I said. So then we solve for it. We don't get stuck in it, right? And so just that real quick concept allows us to like, okay, now we can start. Because again, like I said, prospecting, social media are two very common scenarios of, I know I need to do it. I want to do it, but, and I get it because I've also been there.
Well, think about it. If you free yourself of some of these things that are everybody knows that they want to get better every year. And every year, all of a sudden the year goes by and you're like, why did not enough change? And it's because of these type of things. If you're doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, it's not going to happen. We all know that saying, the definition of insanity. But you do have to think about where your time and efforts are going. I love you clarifying that, Craig.
Yeah.
It's really good because I have to do that. God knows. People ask, how do you guys do this with PRG, this with Momentum, this is a speaker, this is a coach, or whatever. Right. We have to be very clear and precise on where our goals are each day. Like each day, I am very clear on my most important items that need to get done for the day. You can write down 50 of them. I guarantee everybody has like, oh, I can do all this. You better be very crystal clear on what you're going to get done that day. Even if it's just these three. You have your planner exactly for that.
This is my daily ozone planner.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, and it's amazing when I go down the list and I check it, I'm like, I feel very free and able to go on to the next thing. So I love that, Craig. Very, very good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put a link up here.
Question.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a link up to that daily ozone planner. Is one thing that's a giveaway. That's free. It's a daily. And that's
on
part
your
of
website.
The framework. Yeah, and I'll put the link on the website. Or Katrina, if you're on, maybe you could put the ozone link. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm so prepared right now.
Or Sonia will find it. So Sloan was asking, how long do you take action before you decide you need to change course, because it seems to not be helping, but just distracting?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, it's hard to say a general answer. I think here's the hard thing though. This is what I will say. In fact, I was just, here, you know what? Let me pull my screen back up because John, I was showing you this quote earlier, right?
I love this quote because we do this with Momentum Builder. We have to be very specific of where we're going with Momentum Builder.
That's right.
And I'm like, hey, I think we're getting the other side of the dip. Every business and every athlete goes through dips. They don't always go up. It's those that get through the dip and to the other side that absolutely own the market. We were talking about athletes, the really good athletes that work hard and focus and get to the other side of that and push fat past everyone else earn 1,000 times more than average athletes.
That's right. And and I'm just trying to pull up this slide real quick, but
1,000 times more.
all right, hold on a second. It's a Thomas Edison quote.
Yeah.
Where did you go here? Bear with me. All right, here we go. What do they say? Never have a dead silence in a presentation. So, like, you know, I think this is probably the best, you know, like many of life's failures are people who do not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. So, right, there's not an easy answer because, right, sometimes we do. We got to like, all right, we tried that, it didn't work. What I often see throughout my years in sales, leadership management, and even as a coach, sometimes we give up too early. And sometimes, here's the other thing, we have to do our mirror check. We have to do our mirror check. Did we really attend all the trainings? Did we do the work? Did we give a shot at it? Did we really do what was necessary for us to learn this? Because we can look at the scoreboard like we know this tech works. Now, maybe does it work for us? Maybe it doesn't. So I think the biggest thing is, when do we know to pivot? We have to do our mirror check first. Have we done everything we can to make this work? And look, the answer might be, yes, we have. We're going to pivot. Okay, great. We made a justified decision. Now let's pivot, you know? So that would be my thoughtful answer. So, okay, so let's go to the next one. All right, so remove obstacles. All right, so we got to get this obstacle out of the way. Now, we have to reduce decision fatigue. We have to reduce decision fatigue. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Right here. So our brains, we've got like 86 billion-ish neurons with about 10,000 synapses, connections between each neuron. That information's moving at about 340 miles per hour.
Some have more, some have less.
Yeah, some have more, some have less, right? You know. The whole point is, at every one of those 86 billion with 10,000 synapses, if we have to make a decision at one of those points, can't do that, right? And that's why our brains, we have habits and the reticular activating system and all the neuroscience, right? I'm not going to get into that. But my point is, we have to reduce decision fatigue. If we have to make a decision at every juncture, okay, I need to go to the gym every day. I need to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. It won't last. It won't last. So the way that we do that is create a theme. So like, I reach out to my clients and my friends and you guys. New Year's resolutions are a great example, right? We know New Year's resolutions don't work. So I don't ask people what their New Year's resolution is. I ask them what their theme for the year is. And the reason why is because your brain, that theme, like it could be that word, I'm going to be intentional, right? Or I'm going to, you know, for me, to keep innovating through perseverance. That means I will keep persevering. That's really important as I build my business, to keep persevering. By establishing a theme, what we're doing is we're creating a lens for our brain to look through. And now we're not having to make these decisions in the moment. I just persevere. Whatever I come up against something, I will just persevere. I'm not thinking about it. I just do that. So your theme is really what it's doing is it's creating your identity. And what's really important about that, especially our goals, change, pivot, reinvent, whatever the case is, wherever we're going,
Reboot.
We step into our future self. So we're creating an identity of our future self. Mortgage Coach is a great example. I really want to start using Mortgage Coach. Okay, then establish your identity. I am a mortgage coach. As of today, I am a mortgage coach. And by having that future self-identity, you are now going to make decisions as a mortgage coach. It's not going to be this big mountain. Okay, I got to do all these, I got to learn it and I don't want it, but it's really important. I can see the benefits, right? Like, okay, I am a mortgage coach. I plant the flag. We execute. That's my future identity. I've reduced decision fatigue. I just act accordingly. Now I want to go to that training. And I want to point this out right here. Want versus need. I want to learn mortgage coach because I want the desired results of being a mortgage coach and providing that for my clients because I am a mortgage coach, my identity. That's promoting dopamine. That's our happy, happy, joy, joy, right? That's also one of the ingredients in our habit loop, right? We need dopamine that creates our reward. Now we're developing habits versus I need to use mortgage coach. Everyone keeps telling me I need to use it. Well, that need creates cortisol. That's our stress hormone. And when we don't do it, we feel bad about it. It bugs us and we don't want to. So we just start at some point like, it's not working. Oh, I don't like it. It's too much. So again, this is about momentum. So what I am coaching on here by these little things that create these magnets to our compass, we're able to get into that flow. We're able to surf a whole lot easier without having to swim so hard. All right. So we got to reduce decision fatigue. All right. So that's the second one in my momentum framework. Thoughts, questions? And I can't see the chat if anyone's asking anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything new pop up. You guys are being quiet.
Ask questions.
Just
Yeah.
let me know you're.
Is
Let
this
us know
making
you're
sense?
around. Just say
Yeah,
hey.
give me some reactions. If it's not, like, give me a thumbs down, man. I don't, like, let me know I'm onto something there. All right, good. I got a heart. I feel good about that.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay, so we're removing obstacles. We are stepping into our future self-identity. We created that theme. We're creating that lens. Our brain
love the future self.
Yeah, and it's really important because our brain is now, right? The neurons that wire together, the neurons that fire together, wire together. Again, we don't have to worry about all the neuroscience. We don't have to get all nerdy about it. But the point is, it's true. Our brains make decisions on its own and not always in our best interest. So we have to guide our brain, right? All right, number 3. And this is really, really important. I would say some of the most common threads of every elite player, 1, they can get past their obstacles, and 2, they're able to turn their actions into a process. They're process oriented. Again, like we know our actions. Let me go back to, I just forget which way am I going here. Here, I want to show this quote right here. Right. And if you guys haven't read Atomic Habits yet, what a great opportunity to read an amazing book. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Right. What that really means is your habits, your systems, your processes, your habits. So we know we got to set our goal, right? We want to be specific and measurable and result oriented. Yeah, we know we got to get there. And we know we need to have our actions on how we get there, but that's not enough. If we're just, these are my actions, we're kind of muscling, we're swimming. We need to develop systems, habits. So now we're surfing, right? Like if I want to be a mortgage coach, all right, I declare I am now a mortgage coach. Great. Now what? Okay, well, I have to do TCAs. Awesome. I don't know how. Okay. Right? I mean, peel it back. Okay, so I will attend a training Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will seek a mentor. I will, right? We break it down. We create a process. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go see a training. Every time I have a new pre-qual, I'm going to go speak to Dawn, who's my mortgage coach mentor. I will go to Dave, all of Dave's calls on his mastermind and the interview. Like, what are those things to generate flow, systems, processes, habits? Not to mention every single time I do a pre-call, I will do a TCA. Now we're already stepping into this identity. We're in a flow to do it. So again, if it's prospecting, marketing, and social media, I got to go to the gym. I got to get healthy. It doesn't matter where we're trying to go. It's generating momentum, not just I have a goal and I'm going to reach it, right? And so turning your actions into your process, that one step forward and toward, especially if we get knocked down. Here's the other thing. We know we're in pursuit of something, right? And look, mortgage God's willing, rates come down and we start getting busier. Hallelujah. But that can also then distract us from these very important goals because we almost want to always act like we're in a bad market. We always want to act like we're in a bad market. How do I get business in a tough market? Because these are the things that sharpen our tools and our tool belt, right? So if we do get sidetracked, what's that one step forward and toward, right? Like I'll use mortgage coach as an example. All right, I'm trying to generate a habit. I am a mortgage coach. I'm doing all the stuff. For whatever reason, I stopped doing it and I want to start doing it again. Well, what's the one thing? All right, the one thing is I will go to, there you go, Donnie. I will go to like, Dave's Mastermind every, Friday at 9 a.m. or something like that, right? Like what's that one step? All right, I'm going to go to the gym because I am a healthy person. I'm intentional about a healthy lifestyle. Therefore, I go to the gym. Okay, great. But also I didn't go to the gym for a week. And I got to get back. Okay, great. Then my one step forward and toward is I'm going to pack my gym bag the night before. So also have a little bit of a backup, to get yourself back on path if you get knocked down. So turn your actions into your process. And then probably one of my favorite and most impactful, and I learned this from The Gap in the Game, which is an incredible book.
One of my favorite books by far.
One of my favorite books. Atomic Habits, Gap and Game. That's in my top 5. Both of those are my top 5. It's really, 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 and one more, really important that you choose success. You tie your definition of success not to the ideal future. If you're saying to yourself, I will be successful when I have this much volume, I will be successful when rates go to 5.5. I will be successful when something happens. You are not feeling successful right now, and it won't keep you going. So you need to pivot, change, and just write this down. In fact, everybody write this down. Like, I am being successful when. I am being successful when I do a TCA every single pre-qual. I am being successful when I get up at 6 a.m. because I hate getting up early in the morning, but I know if I get up at 6, I will maximize my day. I get my mind, body, soul routine in. I look over, I have my 5-10 bullet points of your I am being successful wins. And what this is doing is tying it to your actions that are leading towards your results. Really, really important, because you're going to feel success in your day, in your actions. Really important. And, again, from the nerdy side of it, you've got 35,000 times more neurons in the emotion center than the logic center. So we're tapping into the emotion. I want to feel successful. And I tie that to my actions that lead towards the results. Again, that's going to help keep momentum. And then we got to optimize our actions towards results, right? And so this is where I was going back to my ozone planner. So the way that I just talk about your optimization zones. And you guys remember, from leadership and management, when I was with you guys, I would talk about, look, we have to balance our proactive and our reactive, right? So your proactive optimization zone, what are those objectives in your day that drives your business forward? Okay, I want to get on social media. I've established my identity as such. I've removed the obstacles, right? All right, what's your social media calendar? All right, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do my marketing. Okay, that's a proactive zone for me when I do my daily ozone planner every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? It's one of my objectives. So I know that. And I just carve out, all right, 45 minutes. And it's not just what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. That's the whole point. We're not chasing down the Smith transaction. We're not doing the text. We're not on email. I'm all in. All right, I'm going to film this video. I'm going to post this content. I'm going to write this caption. I'm going to get on Instagram. I'm going to like, share, engage, all the stuff for 45 minutes, all in. And then I'm going to back away. Cool, done, check. And then the reactive zone, right? The reactive zone is now I'm just reacting to my day. Okay, now I got to chase down the Smith transaction. Now I got to call Don and Gino back. Now I got to, check my email, whatever the case is. The whole point here, everybody, is it's just creating space and purpose in your day. So I put this link in the chat too, because this ozone planner, this is what ties all of this together to help you keep momentum. And one of the biggest things here, you start your day off with your happies and your gratefuls. We know we need an attitude of gratitude, but are you purposing towards it? And now the mad scientist in me has this on here because A, we're purposing towards it, and B, we're creating a habit because we're really going to want to start a day off feeling happy and grateful. So
I love that, Craig. That's really important because it's really easy for any of us. We're in a freaking crazy business at
yeah,
times. That is very reactive. We have a lot of negativity thrown at us at times, even though we work as hard as we want. It's a lot of stress out there, whether it's the buyer, the agent, or whoever. I love starting with gratitude because it changes your mindset some. Yeah, and it could be like you said, your habits. What helps me, is going to the gym first thing in the morning because it gets my endorphins going the right direction. I'm doing something for me. I'm doing something. I set up my day immediately
yeah,
just by getting that done because I used to do it at the end of the day. I don't have the energy at the end of the day. I love starting off the end of the day going, I did that. I'm done. I'm pumped up, ready for my day. But I also love that you're putting something like, what are you grateful for? And when you start off with gratitude, it makes you smile at the beginning of the day and realize how fortunate you are.
right,
Perspective is an amazing thing when we think, oh, this is gonna be a rough day. It's gonna be a horrible day. I get it. But you start with gratitude or what you're grateful for. All of a sudden, it's the day isn't as stressful. You're like, oh, I got this going on. So, and then you write down how you can make it a great day.
right.
I love your planner. Very well done. And I love who doesn't like to track their wins. I
And
love
that's
tracking
also
my wins.
really critical, right? So we're starting off happy and grateful. And again, that's generating the habit because we want that now. And while I'm already doing it on the planner, now I'm going to do my proactive, my reactive zone. So now I'm creating the plan for my day, tracking your wins, brother. Like, and I am like, look, dude, I got 5,000 years of anxiety and worry in me. I'm Jewish, man. The DNA in me is already in there, man. Like I fight it. I totally get it. Right. And so it is really important. So when I track my wins, I see all the actions and all the things in my day. That's a win. So I'm not hyper focused on the one thing that didn't happen because I naturally gravitate towards, oh, well, maybe I didn't get a new client today. Bleh. Versus, well, I had 3 coaching calls. I gave 2 master classes. I did this post. I talked to these 4 people. I was on momentum, more momentum today. Like that's my day, right? And like very successful day, very successful day. And all of this leads to, building the business,
Well,
right?
also prep. You think about it, writing things down or prepping your day, it makes a difference. Like Craig, you and I got on a call and prepped for today.
And by the way,
I
Don,
felt
I already have
so
that
much.
on my win right here. Don, can't really read it, but you're on my win. We had a great call this morning.
We did. But I mean, we prepped and it made me more excited than just showing up and throwing up,
Yeah.
meaning going, all right, what are we going to talk about? And we can get through it. We could. You wouldn't probably know the difference other than Craig and I know the difference, which means it's going to be a better show because we are prepped and ready to go to make sure we add value. I couldn't wait for this call. I'm
Yeah, me
really
too.
excited. I
Yeah.
can't wait till you and I get back on another call.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
good,
and
good
because
stuff.
we love it.
And on that note, we got, I don't want, in the, respective time, I know you got one more to go over, and then there's another, and I want to make sure we have time to share some great value adds at the end of our call today to make sure everybody maintains their momentum and has their best year ever. And even if it's not just numbers, because it's not 2020 and 21, it's your best year ever, meaning I am very successful in my numbers, but also what I've accomplished and who I am and what I've done for myself and what I've done for others. So we'll go to that next, but I know you have one more to close out on, I think.
Yeah, no, we hit it. So I'm just gonna put this up. So I mean,
Okay.
take a picture of this slide. Wait, I gotta put it in slideshow. Wait, not that one. Where am I at? Yeah, like take a picture of this slide, right? I mean, this is how we make shift happen, right? That's fun. I got stickers, you know. Um, but this is how we make momentum happen, right? And this isn't just about setting goals, right? This is more than that. And this is how I have completely reinvented myself, developed my personal brand, put myself on social media, started a business, go from 20 years in the business to now I am a coach, I am a mentor, I am a speaker. That's my future identity that I had to create last year.
Yeah.
Remember, you were
Yep.
there, right?
You're
And I
walking the
developed
walk.
momentum very fast with this business. And some of you are clients of mine on this call. And I mean, it is my joy, purpose, and passion to help you succeed on purpose and in your design. And what was really I'm so grateful that, a lot of all my early adopter clients were people that used to work for me. And I think that, and so so all of this is not made up. This isn't coming out of a book. Yeah. I mean, I brought up gap in the game because I pay attention, I learned, but like this is practicality because I know the mountain, right? And I know swimming and I also know what surfing means, and so, but I'm a skier by trade, don't get me wrong. So yeah, take a picture of the slide. This is, a very simple momentum, framework. We can dig into this further. I want to help everybody. So,
I want to
guys,
throw out also a shout out Nate Butcher. He's on live. We have this live on our Facebook page now. And what's cool is Nate leads a real estate team and
oh,
he stays
fantastic. Yeah.
connected, which
Yeah.
is really cool. Meaning he
Yeah.
just grabs whatever he possibly can to better himself and his team. He has a team of
Yeah.
45 top agents that he, mentors, and he's on the call too. He
Well, and I
actually was the
just,
momentum builder as well.
yeah, and I give this keynote, by the way. I just gave this keynote to about 100 agents for Keller Williams in Elk Grove, Sacramento area. And so, this is not mortgage specific even. This is just
No.
how we succeed, right? And so Don, so everybody, so this is a masterclass I'm about to roll out. I've already been given this masterclass. This is my next session rolling out. So Don wanted me to put this up here. So I call it my Success Foundations Masterclass.
I love it.
And real simple, it's what I focus on, it's the head, the heart, and the legs of success. And so from a masterclass standpoint, I start with the head, strengthening your success mindset. Some of the stuff we were just talking about. Really important that our mindset is right and we have what I call a success mindset. And then I move to the heart of success, and that is finding, aligning, and igniting our personal brand and how we align it to ourselves, to our marketing, and to our client engagement, and much more. And that's going to develop more than just fulfillment and purpose, but here's the thing: people connect with people, not product. So we've got to really develop that connection. Our personal brand is what people are connecting with. And then the legs of success, optimizing our actions towards results. This part of this momentum framework and a couple other things, thriving the gap and some other areas. But so we're always in action, moving forward, and we can do the heavy lift, we can surf, and we can move on to the next wave, and so on. So for the momentum builder community, there's two options for the masterclass. The best option, self-guided, right? You go at your own pace, go through the modules, and then we have 3 private coaching huddles with me. So I help you coach. I coach with you through. But this is really perfect if you want a self-guided option. And so I don't know, market price, I sell that for $12.95, but for the momentum builder community, I want to offer that at $9.95. And then bester is I do the live masterclass. So I've been doing that over 8 weeks with private groups. But I'm going to do it in the boot camp version. So it'll be starting April 1st, Monday through Thursday. And then the following week, Monday through Thursday. And
1 hour,
so
by the way,
it's
not
just
all
one
day.
hour. Yeah. I think it'll be at 9 a.m. I think is where I mark it.
But I
But
love that
again,
it's 2 weeks. You can absolutely change your year.
yeah,
We even talked about it, Craig, beforehand. He's like, I got another module, but it's totally self-guided. I mean, you watch the modules and it gives you a lot of these, pearls of wisdom and so
yeah,
forth. But I'm like, for me right now,
yeah,
what I feel we need in our industry right now is true live coaching, meeting engagement and direction. So you could watch it, but I just know I have a team.
yeah,
The chance of them actually going through and
yeah,
really gaining value out of that is probably slim. I like the idea of having a coach walk you through what you're learning, whether you're going through the module and then Craig helps walk through what that means and how you can implement. That's the key, is how to get over that hurdle, get out of the dip, or live coaching. I mean, for 16.95, I mean, come on. It's half a loan. Just freaking change your life. I love how, Craig, you break it up into pieces to go from A to Z, meaning you got to start here, and then the next steps are here, and here's how you take action. It is brilliant what you put together, and thank
thank
you
you.
for giving our momentum builder team, a discount. I mean, that's a total gift without a doubt, Craig.
Yeah,
I
and I
appreciate it, buddy.
love giving this masterclass. I'm passionate about it. Like I love the engagement, and the members that have gone through it, I mean, I've gotten feedback like this really transformed my business, right? Because this isn't edutainment. It is edutainment if you don't do the work. And people like that too. That's all good. But if you want to make a difference, you got to do the work. And the work is easy. I'm not here to make our lives harder. I'm here to make our lives easier. Right. And so anyway, here's my barcode. Just grab a discovery huddle, with me, and I can share more. Shoot me an email. If you're interested. This is a small group. This is not just like open for 100 people. Like, this is a small group. So we have connection and engagement. So do shoot me an email. We can reserve the spot for you, quick. And certainly, if you are interested in private coaching or keynotes that I offer, let me know as well. So, all right, there's my shameless pitch. I appreciate you guys hearing.
No. It's a value add. We have to have a value
add
because this is a chance to take your business to another level, without a doubt. All right, next week, make sure you tune in every week. We always bring the rock stars. And next week, Josh Pitts, he has got always pearls of wisdom to join. Plus, his energy alone will motivate you to another level, as he does us. Followed by Coach Bill Hart. We love our coach. He was an integral part of Momentum Builder. He coaches huge teams. He's been in the business. His heart is gold, and he's so sharp. So we got some great upcoming professionals coming on. We'd love you to join the Momentum Builder community, of course. So join our app. We actually have almost 1,100 people now
right on
our app.
Joining
the Momentum Builder community. Now, here's where we're taking it to the next level this year. We've been, giving it a lot of this just for free to start building. But what we want to do is really get a lot of you engaged and involved in the community. And sometimes it takes a little skin in the game. And I know, Craig, you can give insights in that, but these are going to be in addition to, meaning there's going to be private coaching with Craig, with Bill Hart, with Todd Duncan, with Barry Abbey, private coaching for our members, because we want our Momentum Builder community to own the market, completely own the market by helping each other, by being engaged together, by being part of something special. And after watching Momentum Builder event, Craig, we talked about it. Those are the people that are going to take it to the next level. Those are people that are going to get to the other side of this together and help each other as a community absolutely own the market, be successful, be happy, and have fun in the industry. And we'd love you to be part of this. So we discount it. It was $129 a month. We discounted $79 because we know it's challenging, or $749 for the entire year, or the all-in $1349. You get a ticket for 2025, and we're only going to have 400 tickets available. So we love you to be part of Momentum Builder. You can go to our app, Momentum Builder app, and sign up. And you're part of all these unique events. Plus, you get discounts. Plus, we have unique events coming up, all kinds of great stuff for our members. So please join and be part of something special. And lastly, Dave is my brother. Dave, Todd, Kristen, Deb, all these rock stars. Look at these people. We have a next event showing up here. Is on March 28th. We're going, Gino and I will be there live. There's only 50 spots in this very unique area of nice, cushy chairs in a very intimate setting. It's going to be game changing with these rock stars that you will be actually hanging out with and getting pearls of wisdom from. Let's play the quick little video. That's right. So those of you, there's a couple options. One, it's not cheap because it's only 50 seats. So you can go live at Vegas and hang out with all of us. We got mortgage rock stars and real estate rock stars for $1,000, usually $1,500. $1,000 gets you one of those seats. Or for just $100, you can stream it live. So do yourself a favor, do something, but be involved with these rock stars that are going to be part of this event. Dave, Todd, Deb, Kristen, they always bring such value. They're all part of our Momentum Builder event, and we'd love you to be part of the Modern Mortgage and Real Estate Summit. It's an incredible event. Get your tickets now because, if you're going to live, come join Gino and I. We'll be there. Who knows? I'm trying to convince Craig to go. I'm going to put a little
I
peer
want to
pressure
go.
on
I'll
him.
be there. Hey, I got to jump because I got to jump to another
All
huddle
right,
myself. So appreciate
everyone.
you guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you for being part of our show. Love you all. Make sure you stay connected. Get on our Facebook page, Momentum Builder Community. Stay connected. Love you. Thank you. And we'll see you next week.